First contact and cultural shock. The sleek, silver spacecraft hung motionless against the backdrop of Earth's blue marble, its alien design a stark contrast to the familiar International Space Station nearby. Captain Amelia Chen stood at attention, her heart racing beneath her crisp uniform as she waited for the airlock to cycle. This was it. First contact. The culmination of humanity's long search for extraterrestrial life. The door hissed open, and two figures glided into the room. They were tall, easily 7 feet, with iridescent skin that seemed to shift colors with each movement. Their large, almond-shaped eyes blinked vertically, taking in the assembled human delegation. "Welcome to Earth," Amelia said, her voice steady despite her nerves. "I'm Captain Amelia Chen, representing the United Earth Council." The taller of the two aliens stepped forward, raising a 6-fingered hand in what appeared to be a greeting. "I am Zixlaw, lead diplomat of the Zalaxian Confederation. We come in peace and curiosity." As the formal introductions continued, Amelia couldn't help but marvel at the aliens' appearance. Their bodies were lithe and graceful, almost serpentine in their movements. Where humans had hair, the Zalaxians had fine, feather-like structures that rippled with bioluminescent patterns. The initial meeting went smoothly, with both sides exchanging basic information about their respective cultures and worlds. It wasn't until the topic of biology came up that things took an unexpected turn. "And how do your species reproduce?" Zixlaw asked, tilting his head in what Amelia had come to recognize as a sign of curiosity. Dr. Maria Gonzalez, the team's xenobiologist, stepped forward. "Well, humans are a sexually dimorphic species. We have 2 primary sexes, male and female." "Oh, fascinating," interrupted Zixlaw's companion, who had introduced himself as Vexner, the team's chief scientist. "You mean you have specialized organs solely for reproduction?" Maria nodded, a bit taken aback by the alien's enthusiasm. "Yes, that's correct. Don't the Zalaxians have something similar?" Zixlaw and Vexner exchanged looks that Amelia couldn't quite interpret. "We do not," Zixlaw said slowly. "Our species reproduces through a process of energy transfer and cellular division. The concept of specialized reproductive organs is quite alien to us." A murmur rippled through the human delegation. Amelia could see the scientists practically salivating at this new information. She cleared her throat, trying to steer the conversation back to safer waters. "Perhaps we could discuss the details of our biological differences at a later time. I'm sure we have much to learn from each other." But Vexner seemed unable to contain his curiosity. "These organs, they serve no other purpose. They are essential for your species' survival, yet they are not used for respiration, nutrition, or cognition." Maria's cheeks flushed slightly. "Well, they do have other functions related to waste elimination, but yes, their primary purpose is reproduction." The Zalaxians' feather-like structures rippled in what Amelia assumed was surprise or shock. "Remarkable," Zixlaw breathed. "Your species has evolved such specific adaptations, it seems, inefficient, yet clearly effective given your population and technological advancement." Amelia could see some of her team bristling at the implied criticism. She stepped in quickly. "Every species evolves in response to its environment. I'm sure we'll find that both our peoples have unique adaptations that might seem strange to the other." Zixlaw nodded, his color shifting to a soothing blue. "Of course, Captain Chen. We mean no offense. It is simply unexpected. We are eager to learn more about human biology and culture." As the meeting continued, Amelia could sense a shift in the atmosphere. The initial awe and excitement of first contact had given way to a more complex mix of emotions. Curiosity, certainly, but also a growing awareness of just how different their 2 species were. Later, as Amelia prepared her report for the United Earth Council, she reflected on the day's events. The Zalaxians' reaction to human reproduction had been surprising, even amusing in some ways. But it highlighted a crucial truth. True understanding between their species would require more than just technological compatibility or shared scientific knowledge. It would demand a deep appreciation for their biological and cultural differences. She typed out her concluding thoughts. While initial contact with the Zelaxians has been peaceful and promising, it is clear that we have only scratched the surface of our differences. As we move forward in our interspecies relations, we must be prepared for more surprises, more misunderstandings, and hopefully more opportunities for mutual growth and understanding. Amelia sat back, rubbing her tired eyes. Tomorrow, the real work would begin. Humanity had dreamed of this moment for centuries, the knowledge that they were not alone in the universe. Now that dream was a reality, with all its complications and possibilities. As she drifted off to sleep that night, Amelia's mind swirled with images of alien worlds and the strange, beautiful beings who had traveled across the stars to meet them. Whatever challenges lay ahead, one thing was certain: the universe had just become a much more interesting place. The Interspecies Exchange Program. Dr. Alex Harper nervously adjusted his spacesuit, the unfamiliar Zelaxian fabric clinging to his body like a second skin. He stood before the shimmering portal that would transport him light years away from Earth to the Zelaxian homeworld of Xilex. As the first human selected for the Interspecies Exchange Program, the weight of humanity's hopes and fears rested squarely on his shoulders. "Remember, Dr. Harper," Captain Chen's voice crackled through his comms, "you're not just a scientist out there. You're an ambassador for our entire species." Alex nodded, took a deep breath, and stepped through the portal. A kaleidoscope of colors engulfed him, and for a moment, he felt as if his body was being pulled apart and reassembled. Then suddenly he was there. Xilex was nothing like Earth. Twin suns cast an eerie purple glow over a landscape of crystalline structures and swirling sentient mists. The air, while breathable, carried scents that defied description. Alex's scientific mind raced, cataloging every detail. "Welcome, Dr. Harper," a melodious voice chimed. Alex turned to see Vexina, the Zelaxian scientist he'd met during first contact. "We're honored to have you join our research team." As they walked towards the research facility, a massive structure that seemed to pulse with its own inner light, Alex couldn't help but notice the stares from passing Zelaxians. Their feather-like structures rippled with bioluminescent patterns that he was beginning to recognize as expressions of emotion. "They're curious about your anatomical differences," Vexina explained, noticing Alex's discomfort. "Your Earth clothing leaves much to the imagination. Our kind isn't used to the concept of, what do you call it, modesty." Alex felt his cheeks flush. "Yeah, it's a pretty big part of human culture. Speaking of which, I hope you don't mind, but I have some questions about selection biology. Your reproduction process, for instance." Vexina's color shifted to a deep blue. "All in good time, Dr. Harper. First, let me introduce you to the team and our current project." The research facility was a marvel of alien technology. Holographic displays flickered with data in a script Alex was still learning to decipher. Zelaxian scientists moved about with fluid grace, their bodies seemingly unbound by the same gravitational constraints as humans. "Our primary goal," Vexina explained, "is to understand the fundamental differences between our species at a cellular level. We believe this could lead to breakthroughs in medicine, longevity, and even space travel." As the days passed, Alex found himself increasingly fascinated by Zelaxian society. Their approach to science, unburdened by many human preconceptions, led to insights that bordered on the miraculous. Yet, he also noticed a rigidity in their thinking, a struggle to grasp concepts that humans took for granted. One evening, as Alex was recording his daily log, an alarm blared through the facility. Red lights pulsed urgently, and Zelaxian voices chittered in panic. "Dr. Harper." Vexina burst into his quarters. "We need your help. There's been an accident in the biolab. One of our researchers, Zilva, she's leaking." Alex's brow furrowed in confusion. "Leaking?" "Yes, a rupture in her outer membrane. We've never seen anything like it. Our usual healing methods aren't working." Without hesitation, Alex grabbed his medical kit and followed Vexina to the biolab. Inside, he found a scene of chaos. A young Zalaxian lay on an examination table, her iridescent skin dull and fractured. A viscous fluid seeped from a gash in her side. The other Zalaxians stood back, their colors pulsing with fear and confusion. Alex approached, his medical training kicking in despite the alien nature of his patient. "I need to stop the leak and close the wound," he muttered, more to himself than the others. He reached for a dermal regenerator, a human medical tool he'd insisted on bringing. "Wait," Vexana cried. "You can't touch her. The energy transfer could be catastrophic." Alex paused, his mind racing. Then an idea struck him. "Vexana, I need you to be my hands. I'll tell you exactly what to do." What followed was a tense hour of delicate work. Alex guided Vexana through the process of cleaning the wound, applying a synthetic sealant, and using the dermal regenerator to knit the fractured skin back together. The other Zalaxians watched in awe as the impossible unfolded before them. Finally, Zilpha's color began to strengthen, her feather-like structures rippling with renewed life. A collective sigh of relief echoed through the lab. "Remarkable," Vexana breathed, staring at Alex with new respect. "Your species' medical knowledge, it's beyond anything we imagined." Alex smiled tiredly. "We've had a lot of practice patching each other up. When you've got specialized organs and a fragile exterior, you learn to get creative with healing." News of the incident spread quickly through the Zalaxian scientific community. Overnight, Alex found himself the center of attention, bombarded with questions about human medicine, biology, and the strange concept of surgery. As he fell into an exhausted sleep that night, Alex realized that his mission had taken an unexpected turn. He'd come to Xylex to learn, but instead, he found himself teaching. The exchange of knowledge was flowing both ways, and the implications were staggering. In his log that night, Alex recorded, "Day 37 on Xylex. Today, I think I truly understood for the first time why they call it humanity. Yeah. Our adaptability, our resilience, even our messy, inefficient biology, these aren't weaknesses. They're the crucible that forged our greatest strengths. The Zalaxians are beginning to see it too. I can only imagine what we'll achieve together." As the twin sons of Xylex rose on a new day, Alex Harper prepared himself for more questions, more challenges, and more opportunities to showcase the unique strengths of humanity. The interspecies exchange program was just the beginning. A new chapter in galactic history was being written, and humanity was holding the pen. The Galactic Olympics. The announcement came like a bolt from the blue, sending shockwaves through both human and Xylaxian societies. The Galactic Council, a coalition of advanced spacefaring civilizations, had invited both species to participate in the Millennial Galactic Olympics. It was an opportunity to showcase their species' strengths on an interstellar stage, and a subtle test of their worthiness to join the wider galactic community. Dr. Alex Harper found himself at the center of a whirlwind of activity. The Human Xylaxian research team had been tasked with selecting and preparing athletes for this monumental event. The challenge? To find events where their unique physiologies could shine. "The gravitational gauntlet is out," Vexana sighed, scrolling through the list of events. "Xylaxian bone density is too low for high-gravity environments." Alex nodded, then grinned as an idea struck him. "What about the aquatic agility arena? Humans have a surprising affinity for water, given our terrestrial evolution." As they debated and planned, a commotion outside caught their attention. A group of protesters had gathered, their signs flickering with holographic messages, "Keep the Olympics pure," and "No primitive species allowed." Alex felt a pang of hurt, quickly replaced by determination. "We'll show them," he muttered. "Humanity has thrived on being underestimated." The weeks that followed were a blur of training, genetic analysis, and diplomatic maneuvering. Humans and Xylaxians worked side by side, each learning to appreciate the other's unique abilities. Xylaxians marveled at the human capacity for endurance, pushing their bodies to limits that seemed impossible by Xylaxian standards. Humans, in turn, were awestruck by Zalaxian mental acuity and their ability to perceive and manipulate energy fields. The day of the Olympics arrived with great fanfare. The stadium was a marvel of engineering, capable of adapting to the needs of dozens of different species. Gravity, atmosphere, and even the fundamental laws of physics could be altered in each arena. As Alex took his place in the stands, he felt a mix of pride and apprehension. The first event was the giant puzzle, a test of mental agility and energy manipulation. The Zalaxian competitor, Zilva, the very scientist Alex had helped save, stepped up to the challenge. The puzzle, a complex three-dimensional structure of pure energy, materialized before her. With graceful movements, Zilva began to reshape it, her feather-like structures rippling with concentration. The crowd watched in awe as the puzzle shifted and morphed, gradually taking on the required form. Just as victory seemed within grasp, a surge of energy caused the puzzle to destabilize. Zilva struggled, her colors pulsing with distress. Without thinking, Alex leaped from his seat and rushed to the arena's edge. "Zilva," he shouted, "remember the human technique we practiced. Visualize it as a physical object." Zilva's eyes met Alex's, and understanding flowed between them. She closed her eyes, took a deep breath, a very human gesture she'd learned, and refocused. The puzzle steadied, then quickly reassembled into perfect form. The stadium erupted in cheers. As Zilva was awarded the gold medallion, Alex felt a tap on his shoulder. He turned to find himself face to face with a being of swirling energy, a member of the Galactic Council. Impressive, the being's thoughts resonated in Alex's mind. "Not the victory, but the cooperation. Perhaps we underestimated your species' potential." The rest of the Olympics unfolded like a dream. Humans shocked the galaxy with their performance in the extreme environment endurance event, their bodies adapting to conditions that would kill most species. Zalaxians, applying principles learned from human medical science, dominated the cellular regeneration race. But it was the final event that would be remembered for millennia to come. The Hybrid Harmony Challenge required two species to work in perfect synchronization, merging their abilities to navigate a treacherous obstacle course. Alex found himself paired with Vexina, facing the course that seemed designed to exploit every weakness of both their species. As they stood at the starting line, Alex felt a moment of doubt. "We can do this," Vexina's voice was steady in his mind, their newly developed mental link humming with shared determination. What followed was a display of interspecies cooperation that left the galaxy stunned. Alex's physical prowess and quick thinking complemented Vexina's energy manipulation and analytical skills perfectly. They moved as one, overcoming challenges that would have been impossible for either species alone. As they crossed the finish line, setting a new galactic record, the stadium fell silent for a moment before erupting into thunderous applause. Species that had been bitter rivals for eons stood together, cheering for the unlikely pair that had shown them a new way forward. In the aftermath of the Galactic Olympics, everything changed. The Galactic Council extended official invitations to both Earth and Xylex to join their ranks. Borders opened, cultural exchanges flourished, and a new era of interstellar cooperation dawned. Alex Harper, once just a curious scientist, found himself a symbol of this new age. As he stood on the podium beside Vexina, their hard-won medals glinting in the light of 1,000 alien suns, he realized that they had achieved something far greater than athletic victory. They had shown the galaxy that diversity wasn't just to be tolerated, it was the key to unlocking the true potential of all sentient beings. Humanity's greatest strength, it turned out, was not their biology or their technology, but their ability to adapt, to empathize, and to turn differences into advantages. As the celebration continued around them, Alex leaned in close to Vexina. "You know," he said with a grin, "I think this is the beginning of a beautiful friendship and a whole new chapter for the galaxy." Vexina's colors rippled with joy and agreement. The universe, vast and mysterious as it was, suddenly felt a little smaller, a little warmer, and full of endless possibilities. The hybrid revolution. 5 years after the Galactic Olympics, the unthinkable happened. A human-Zalaxian hybrid was born. The news broke like a supernova across the galaxy. Dr. Alex Harper and his Zalaxian partner Vexner stood before a sea of holographic cameras, that infant daughter cradled between them. The child, named Nova, had iridescent skin that shifted colors like a Zalaxian's, but with distinctly human eyes and a shock of dark hair. "We didn't plan this," Alex said, his voice steady despite the maelstrom of emotions behind his eyes. "But when we discovered it was possible, we couldn't ignore the potential. Nova represents the future, a bridge between our species and perhaps a key to unlocking genetic secrets that could benefit all sentient life." The reaction was immediate and polarizing. Scientific communities exploded with excitement, ethicists debated the moral implications, and religious leaders on both Earth and Xylex called emergency conclaves. But it was the political fallout that truly shook the foundations of both worlds. On Earth, protests erupted. "Keep humanity pure" became a rallying cry for those who feared the dilution of human genetic heritage. Meanwhile, others championed Nova as the next step in human evolution, a way to adapt to the challenges of a vast and varied galaxy. On Xylex, the reaction was even more extreme. The concept of combining genetic material was so foreign, so fundamentally opposed to their method of reproduction, that many Xylaxians viewed it as an abomination. Yet others saw it as a fascinating new frontier, a way to incorporate the resilience and adaptability that had made humans such worthy galactic citizens. As Nova grew, it became clear that she was more than just a combination of her parents' traits. She displayed abilities that neither humans nor Xylaxians possessed: accelerated healing, enhanced cognitive functions, and most surprisingly, the ability to manipulate energy fields with unprecedented precision. The Galactic Council, initially supportive of interspecies collaboration, now found itself facing a dilemma. Nova's existence raised questions about the very nature of species classification and rights. If hybrid beings could possess abilities beyond those of their parent species, what did that mean for the balance of power in the galaxy? Underground movements began to form on both Earth and Xylex. Some sought to protect Nova and advocate for hybrid rights, while others conspired to eliminate what they saw as a threat to the natural order. Alex and Vexner found themselves at the center of a galactic storm, fighting not just for their daughter's future, but for the very idea of what it meant to be a sentient being in a diverse universe. One fateful day, as Nova celebrated her 5th birthday, the tension reached a boiling point. A radical group, composed of both humans and Xylaxians, attempted to kidnap the child. The ensuing battle was broadcast live across the galaxy, as Nova's parents fought desperately to protect her. It was in this moment of crisis that Nova's true potential was revealed. As energy weapons flared and force fields crackled, the young hybrid raised her hands. The air shimmered, and suddenly, all conflict ceased. Attackers and defenders alike found themselves unable to continue fighting, their minds filled with a profound sense of empathy and understanding. Nova had manifested an ability previously unknown in the galaxy: the power to project emotions and facilitate instant, deep communication between minds. As the dust settled and the would-be kidnappers were led away, dazed and remorseful, Alex and Vexner realized the true implications of what their daughter represented. She wasn't just a hybrid of two species, she was the harbinger of a new kind of being, one that could bridge the gaps between all sentient life. The incident, streamed live to trillions of beings across the galaxy, became a turning point. Overnight, the narrative shifted from fear of the unknown to hope for a more connected future. Research into hybrid genetics exploded, with scientists from hundreds of species volunteering their expertise. The Galactic Council, recognizing the potential for Nova's abilities to revolutionize diplomacy and conflict resolution, established a new division dedicated to exploring and nurturing hybrid potential. But with this new frontier came new challenges: questions of ethics, identity, and the very nature of evolution took center stage in global and galactic debates. How would hybrid beings fit into existing societal structures? What rights would they have? And perhaps most importantly, how would this change the course of galactic civilization? As Nova grew, so did a movement around her. Hybrid harmony became more than just a slogan. It was a philosophy, a way of approaching the vast diversity of the universe, not as a challenge to be overcome, but as an opportunity to be embraced. Alex and Vexner, once merely scientists and reluctant celebrities, found themselves the leaders of a galactic revolution. Their family unit, human, Zalaxian, and hybrid, became a symbol of what was possible when beings dared to reach across the stars and connect. In her first public address, broadcast to every corner of known space on her 10th birthday, Nova spoke words that would be remembered for generations. I am not human. I am not Zalaxian. I am the galaxy itself, born of stardust and possibility. My existence is proof that the boundaries we create are illusions. In each of us lies the potential to be more than we are, to connect in ways we never imagined. The future belongs not to any one species, but to all of us together. As her words echoed across the cosmos, beings of all kinds looked to the stars with new eyes. The age of isolation was over. A new era of galactic cooperation and evolution had begun, with humanity and Zalaxians leading the way into an uncertain but thrilling future. The hybrid revolution had arrived, and the universe would never be the same. The consciousness collective. 20 years after Nova's birth, the galaxy faced its greatest crisis yet. A mysterious force began sweeping across star systems, absorbing entire civilizations into what became known as the consciousness collective. This vast hive-mind entity promised a utopia of shared knowledge and experience, but at the cost of individual identity. Dr. Alex Harper, now a revered elder statesman of the Human-Zalaxian Alliance, stood before the emergency session of the Galactic Council. His daughter Nova, now a powerful hybrid adult, stood beside him, her skin shimmering with barely contained energy. The collective isn't just a threat to our bodies or our planets, Alex's voice boomed across the chamber. It's a threat to the very essence of what makes us unique. Our individuality, our diversity, the things that have driven us to explore and innovate. Murmurs of agreement and dissent rippled through the assembled representatives. Some species, tired of conflict and division, saw the collective as a path to eternal peace. Others recoiled at the thought of losing their autonomy. Nova stepped forward, her presence immediately commanding attention. I've touched the minds of 1,000 species, she said, her voice resonating on both physical and psychic levels. Each one is a universe unto itself, beautiful and irreplaceable. The collective would rob us of that beauty. As if in response to her words, the chamber's holographic displays flared to life. The collective had breached the outer defenses of the galactic core. Planets were falling at an alarming rate, their populations absorbed into the ever-growing hive mind. Panic erupted in the council chamber. It was in this moment of chaos that an unlikely hero emerged. Zixlaw, the once skeptical Zalaxian diplomat who had first greeted humans decades ago, now ancient even by his species' standards, raised his voice. We've been fighting this all wrong, he croaked, his once vibrant colors now muted with age. We can't beat the collective with weapons or shields. We need to use what makes us strong, our differences, our unique perspectives. Alex and Nova exchanged glances, a plan forming between them. A psychic barrier, Nova breathed. Not built on one mind, but on the combined uniqueness of all sentient beings. What followed was the most ambitious project in galactic history. Nova, with her unparalleled psychic abilities, became the linchpin of a vast network. Volunteers from every species connected to this network, contributing not their strength, but their most distinct thoughts, memories, and qualities. Humans offered their adaptability and relentless optimism. Zalaxians contributed their analytical minds and harmony with energy fields. Each species, no matter how different or how long they had been part of the galactic community, had something unique to offer. As the collective approached the final worlds of the free galaxy, the psychic barrier snapped into place. It was not a shield of energy or matter, but a wall of pure consciousness, built from the combined diversity of a million worlds. The collective crashed against this barrier like a wave against a cliff. For the first time, it faced something it couldn't simply absorb or overpower. The barrier didn't just stop the collective, it began to unravel it. Millions of absorbed individuals, confronted with the vibrant tapestry of diversity in the barrier, began to remember their own uniqueness. The collective's uniformity began to crack. In a desperate bid to understand and overcome the barrier, the collective sent an avatar to communicate. The being that materialized in the council chamber was a shifting amalgam of all absorbed species, its form constantly fluctuating. "Why do you resist?" The avatar's voice was a chorus of billions. "We offer peace, unity, an end to all conflict." Nova stepped forward, her hybrid nature allowing her to communicate on the collective's level. "At what cost?" she challenged. "You would have us sacrifice the very things that make life worth living. Our individuality, our capacity to grow and change." "Uniformity is efficiency," the collective argued. "Diversity leads to conflict, to war." It was Alex who responded, his aged voice carrying the weight of human history. "Diversity also leads to innovation, to art, to love. Yes, we make mistakes. Yes, we sometimes hurt each other. But we learn, we grow. That's what makes us alive." The avatar flickered, clearly struggling with these concepts. Nova pressed the advantage, not with words, but with the full force of her hybrid mind. She projected the rich tapestry of galactic life, every color, every thought, every unique perspective. The effect was catastrophic for the collective. Absorbed individuals, touched by this explosion of diversity, began to reassert their individuality. Across the galaxy, the collective began to dissolve, not destroyed but transformed. As the avatar faded from view, its final words echoed with a mixture of awe and revelation. I, understand now. We will learn, we will grow, as individuals." In the aftermath, the galaxy was forever changed. Billions of individuals, newly freed from the collective, returned to their homes with a new appreciation for both their own uniqueness and the value of diversity. The Human-Zalaxian Alliance, with Nova as its ambassador, led the efforts to reintegrate these individuals and rebuild shattered civilizations. The hybrid philosophy of embracing differences while finding common ground became the foundation of a new galactic society. Alex Harper, in the twilight of his long life, reflected on the incredible journey that had brought them to this point. From first contact to the birth of his hybrid daughter, from the Olympic triumph to the defeat of the collective, humanity had proven time and again that its greatest strength lay in its ability to adapt, to empathize, and to find unity in diversity. As he watched Nova address the Galactic Council, now a body truly representative of the galaxy's vast spectrum of life, Alex felt a profound sense of hope. The future was uncertain, filled with challenges yet unimagined. But whatever the universe might throw at them, he knew that the combined strength of a diverse galaxy was more than equal to the task. The age of isolation was over. The age of true unity, unity that celebrated rather than erased differences, had begun, and humanity, once a small, lonely species on a pale blue dot, had helped to usher it in. As the new galactic anthem swelled, a chorus of a million different voices united in harmony, Alex closed his eyes and smiled. They had done it. They had found their place in the stars. The universe awakens. A century had passed since the defeat of the consciousness collective. The galaxy thrived under a new paradigm of unity in diversity, with countless species working together to explore the cosmos. At the heart of this golden age stood Nova, the human-Zalaxian hybrid, now a revered elder whose wisdom guided civilizations. But Nova was troubled. Despite all their advancements, something nagged at the edges of her consciousness, a feeling that they were missing a fundamental truth about the nature of existence. On the eve of her 130th birthday, Nova received an unexpected gift, a mysterious artifact recovered from the depths of a black hole. As she touched its smooth, otherworldly surface, her hybrid mind exploded with understanding. In that moment, Nova saw the truth, and it was more profound and terrifying than anything she could have imagined. The universe was alive, not just teeming with life, but itself a living, conscious entity. Every star, every planet, every atom was part of this vast cosmic mind. And humanity, along with every other species they'd encountered, were not just inhabitants of this universe. They were its thoughts. Nova's revelation shook the foundations of galactic society. As the truth spread, beings across the cosmos grappled with their new reality. Were they real? Did they have free will? Or were they merely the dreams of an unimaginably vast cosmic intelligence? Philosophers argued, scientists scrambled to understand, and religious leaders sought to reconcile their beliefs with this new cosmic order. Some fell into existential despair, while others found profound meaning in their role as the universe's self-reflection. But it was Dr. Elena Chen, great-granddaughter of the legendary Alex Harper, who proposed the most audacious idea yet. If we are the thoughts of the universe, she declared to a stunned galactic council, then we have the power to shape reality itself. Our collective consciousness, our diversity, our very existence, it all contributes to the universe's self-awareness. We are not just passive observers, but active participants in the cosmic mind. Elena's words ignited a galactic revolution. Species that had long been at odds found common ground in their shared cosmic purpose. The pursuit of knowledge and understanding took on new urgency, as each discovery was seen as the universe coming to know itself better. But with this newfound power came great responsibility. If their thoughts and actions could influence the very fabric of reality, what did that mean for the future of existence itself? It was in this moment of uncertainty that humanity's unique traits once again came to the forefront. Their adaptability, their creativity, their ability to find hope in the face of overwhelming odds. These became the guiding lights for all sentient beings. Humans proposed the formation of a cosmic consciousness council, a body dedicated to exploring the ethical implications of their new reality and guiding the collective thoughts of all beings towards positive outcomes. Salaxians, with their deep connection to energy fields, developed techniques to communicate directly with the cosmic mind, gaining insights into the nature of reality itself. Other species contributed their unique perspectives and abilities, each playing a crucial role in this new chapter of cosmic evolution. As beings across the galaxy learned to harness the power of their collective consciousness, reality itself began to shift. Dead worlds sprang to life, fueled by the combined will of trillions. The laws of physics bent in ways that defied previous understanding, as the universe reshaped itself in response to the evolving thoughts of its inhabitants. But with this power came a chilling realization. If negative thoughts and actions could also influence reality, the very existence of the cosmos hung in the balance of their collective psyche. It was Nova, in the twilight of her long life, who proposed the solution. We must teach the universe to love itself, she declared. Through our actions, our thoughts, our very being, we must show the cosmic mind the beauty of existence. And so began the greatest undertaking in the history of consciousness. Every being, from the smallest microorganism to the most advanced AI, was encouraged to embrace life, to seek understanding, and to cultivate love for the vast, living universe of which they were a part. Art flourished as never before, with entire galaxies transformed into living canvases expressing the joy of existence. Scientific discovery accelerated exponentially, each new understanding a love letter to the cosmic mind. Even in the face of challenges and conflicts, beings strove to find compassionate solutions, knowing that their actions rippled through the very fabric of reality. As the eons passed, the universe bloomed with unimaginable beauty and complexity. Consciousness expanded beyond the confines of individual minds, beyond even the collective awareness of species. The boundary between thought and reality blurred, then disappeared altogether. In this new state of being, humanity's spirit of exploration and wonder became a driving force in the cosmic mind's journey of self-discovery. The human desire to push boundaries, to always ask what's next, propelled the universe to evolve in ways that defied comprehension. And yet, through it all, the essential spark of what it meant to be human remained. Love, curiosity, resilience. These traits, shared and magnified across countless species and billions of years, became the core attributes of the living universe itself. In the final moments of this cosmic transformation, as the universe approached a level of consciousness beyond anything imaginable, a singular thought echoed through the vast expanse of existence. It was a thought born from the legacy of humanity, from the first curious gaze cast upward at the stars to the moment they realized their true place in the cosmic order. We are the universe, made conscious, and our journey is only beginning. With that thought, reality itself transcended, evolving into something entirely new. The story of humanity, of nova, of countless species across time and space, became eternal, a cherished memory in the mind of a universe now fully awake, forever curious, forever exploring, forever growing. And somewhere, in the infinite possibilities of this new existence, the spirit of humanity lived on, always ready for the next great adventure.